I want to objectively figure out who the NBA GOAT is. And I think the best way to do that is just simply looking at the accomplishments, looking at the numbers, and having a point system in place to determine that. So I think the first category that we have to look at is longevity. How many years did you spend as the number one player in the NBA? So that already excludes some players like Steph Curry and Bill Russell, because at no point were they considered the best player in a game. So the list I have of people who are considered the GOAT right now is Kobe, Shaq, Jordan, LeBron, and Kareem. So with Kobe, from 2005 to 2010, I would say he was considered the number one player in the NBA. That is debatable, but I've heard too many people say that. And then you can go back and watch the tape as well. It was close between LeBron and Kobe, but I got Kobe as the number one guy during that era. Shaq from 96 to 2002, around that time frame, was considered the number one guy. He was the most dominant, and he started winning championships. Nobody could do anything with him. So he has that time frame. Jordan, his whole career. LeBron owned the 2010s. And then Kareem spent a decade being the number one person. So for points, I would say around 3 years is 1 point. 5 to 7 years being the number one person is 2. And then 10 plus years is considered 3 points. So Kobe gets 2 points, Shaq gets 2 points, Jordan gets 3 points, and LeBron and Kareem also gets 3 points. The next thing is championships. While it's not the only important thing, I will say winning is the most important thing to determine who's the greatest of all time, in addition to being the best player in the game, of course. So championships gets 3 points. Kobe won 5 championships, so he gets 15 points. Shaq gets 12. Jordan gets 18. LeBron gets 12. Kareem gets 18. The next thing is finals MVPs, which is also 3 points. Kobe gets 6. He only got 2. Shaq gets 9. Jordan gets 18 points. LeBron gets 12 points. And Kareem surprisingly only gets 6 points. He only has 2 finals MVPs. The next thing is MVPs, which is the regular season award, so you get a little less, 2 points. So for Kobe, he gets 2 points. He won one MVP. Shaq gets 2 points. He only has 1. Jordan has 5, so he gets 10 points. LeBron has 4, so he gets 8 points. And Kareem with the record, 6 MVPs, he gets 12 points. The next thing is Defensive Player of the Years. On that list, only Michael Jordan has a Defensive Player of the Year. That's 2 points. So Jordan gets that. And then Rookie of the Year is 1 point. Kobe doesn't have that. Everybody else on the list has that and gets a point. So when you add up the numbers here, Kobe has 25 points. Shaq has 26 points. LeBron has 33 points. Kareem has 37 points. And Jordan has 49 points. So by a large margin, it looks like Michael Jordan is objectively the NBA GOAT. Now, I know a lot of people would argue that LeBron has all these all-time records because he's played 23 years. He's, kept up the same level of play, which I think is amazing. But I don't think that is a great measuring stick to use on determining who the NBA GOAT is. Because you could play 30 or 40 years and break all the records, but, does that make you the GOAT just because of that? No. I think it matters, which is why longevity is included in the measuring of who the GOAT is. But I can't use that in its entirety to determine that LeBron is the GOAT. So we have to look at everything, all the accomplishments. And when you look at it, Michael Jordan had a higher peak than everybody else, evidently. And he was able to maintain it for at least a decade. So I think that the higher peak is more important than you playing for 20 or 30 years and breaking all-time records. What was your peak, and how long did you maintain that peak? So objectively, I'd have to give it to Michael Jordan.